Hello chaps and chapettes, welcome to another play around. Now this play around is a bit different because I am doing it on a game which is not out at the moment called The Seventh Continent. It's a Kickstarter game. I've already done the Kickstarter videos for this and the game is in production because it was successfully funded, and so we are looking forward to this coming soon. Well, the end of this year. And I wanted to do a play around because I keep seeing on Board Game Geek questions popping up about how does this work, how does that work, and again I like playing this game, and I normally play this game solo. I have played it a couple of times with friends, and I've also played it with my daughter who seemed to have picked it up pretty quick, but then again she does play Choose Your Own Adventure books with me where I read her the story and she tells me which way to go, and this game is very much like that. Excuse me there. This game is really enjoyable. You can play it up to 4 players, and it is card based, but this game has an air of a computer game because, like I'm going to show you, this is a tutorial level. This is the bit that I got as a demo test thing, and it plays like a computer game. Some of you might find some of the stuff that I'm going to show you spoilerish, but I think it's a nice way to show you how the game plays. Again, I compare this to like Skyrim or Oblivion, where you have like this staged thing at the beginning, and you make a few choices, but the game tells you how to play, and then you go out into the big wide world. And what I'm going to show you is like that. You know, you've escaped from the prison with the king, but the king's been killed, and then you got to make your way through the dungeons with the equipment you've scabbed off of everyone, and you're going around searching, you're learning how to do magic, and this is the same. So I'm going to show you that right now. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to break these down into little videos because they take a hell of a long time to upload on YouTube. So small videos in pieces, and I will show you how the game saves as well, because obviously the real game is going to be bigger than this, a lot bigger, and so you need to know how to save the game and when to stop and how to reopen and repackage. So I'll do that later on as well. So let's go over to the table and I'll show you the game. Okay, so here we have my table. It's ready. I'm going to try this new 2-camera technique. I've chosen my character, which is Dimitri. He's over here. You can just about see him in the corner. Well, you can't see him because he's behind. Dimitri here has a special power. Every time he receives a injury state, he can discard 2 items that he's constructed, or 2 blue cards, action cards, with the keyword aggressive on them, to avoid picking them up. Okay. Also, his only action that he can do is he can walk, and it costs him whatever energy it takes, and it needs however many successes that he gets. So that's how the game plays. You have this big list of actions that you can do, but you can only do them if they are visible in the space that you are, or if you have them on a card in front of you. Over here we have our shoulder bag, which will tell us to put items in there which are shoulder bag related, which is for the group, so everyone can have a look at it and see what they need, is in there. This will contain information, and at the moment it contains the curse of the voracious goddess. Okay, you could read this story, but it's got nothing to do with this tutorial, because this tutorial is like the start of the game, and as you can see, there's a nice map here which will tie in with the whole full game. And obviously there's going to be a few more curses, and they'll all have different routes and different clues and different things that you can go on. And again, this is reference for how many cards I can have in my hand, how many items I can construct. And obviously if it's a 4-player, again, you hold less in your hands, and you can construct less items and combine them less as well. So I put this down here, up to the way. And then I have all my other cards here. I have my food cards, I have my injury cards, I have my random event explore fog of war cards, I have experience point cards, I have my action cards, and I have the story card deck thing itself. Okay, in the action card deck there were 5 ideas which belong uniquely to Dimitri. Each character has their own ideas. Let me show you Kayleen's here. Kayleen is her character, and then she has these 5 unique ideas which will change the game each time you play it, because if you play with different characters, Like no other character can build a crowbar apart from Kayleen. So if you've got her in the game, you can build a crowbar. And obviously if there's more characters, the more different things you can build. Again, for randomability, you've got all these different events, random events, and then you have all the different kinds of crafts that you're going to build, and then the story and the curses and everything is going to be different. And again, depending on how many curses you put in the game, you could just put the one in. We could put several of them in. That would determine how many curse cards go in the deck as well, the action deck. So I'm going to stop blabbering to start talking and telling the story. Behind the story, you were an explorer, and you've just discovered a new world, and then you come back to tell everyone your story and everything that you did, and members of your crew start dying, and so you start having these nightmares, and one night you go to sleep, and you wake up, Star Wars style here. Okay. The piercing cries of a few seagulls pull you from a deep sleep. It feels so strange. It sounds as if they are laughing. A few feet away, thick plumes of yellowish smoke escape the volcanic rock. You try to understand. Where on earth are you? How did you end up in this place? You cannot seem to remember. Okay, you have fallen asleep and been cursed by dreams, but you're back on the island, Jurassic Park. Focus, 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 focus. And here you go. This is where you start in the tutorial. So, there you go. That's it. If you look closely at the card, you can see the little details like the seagulls, the yellow gas. Down the bottom here, you can see some footprints. You see some rocky, pointy cliffs, and there's some water over there, which is nice. Over here, you have this action. You can do this action, because I'm going to place Dimitri on there in a minute. Here he is. Hello. And that is a go see and visit action that you can do. And then you can have a look north, and you can have a look west. There's some stone which you can use as a resource, and every time you go here, it's going to cost you one action. You don't need any successes, the blue and the yellow. Okay, so I will turn this upside down for our big camera over there and put Dimitri on there. And because I have these places that I can explore, I place one of these cards. Okay, it's a number 1, the Roman numeral 1, which means that in different areas of the map, there'll be different Roman numerals, which will be relevant for different types of events, random events, because you wouldn't want to look here and then see that there's bucket loads of snow and you fall off a glacier if you have an accident here, and then when you get the actual island tile, there's no snow whatsoever. So these will tie in with the area that you're in. So obviously this level 1 is kind of like rocky, stony, mountainy thingy. Okay, again, these cards have white squares on them, which means that's an action that I can do it as well. Yay! It means, what is this? Yeah. Find a path, follow a route, or run away. Run away! Okay, so Dimitri's here on the island. He could have a look up here to the north, he can have a look over here to the west, or he could go and explore here, but it would cost him one action and he doesn't need any successes. So I'm going to do that for just to get into the game a bit. Okay, so doing one action requires you to draw one or more action cards. I'm going to just draw the one for the moment. And you don't need any successes, so the stars don't matter. We turn it over. It would have given me 2 successes, 2 stars, as indicated here. This is a card that I can keep in my hand. It's a blue card. I can keep a maximum of 4 because I'm playing solo. And I can use it later on to discard and apply 2 successes, but I also get tired. Discard this to apply the following effect. Yeah, I would get tired as well. And it's got the keyword will on it. So I put that into Dimitri's hand. I'm not going to build that or anything yet. And so we've successfully explored up here. And then we go over here and we draw card number 5. And as you can see, there's lots of numbers. Here's number 5. There's another 5 as well. There's a green 5 and a yellow 5. You always do the green ones before the red ones. Blue ones. Yellow ones. Okay, let's put this card down and let's read. You stand before a nearly 50-foot high rocky hill. Okay, we turn this over. Oh, and as you can see, the view from up there must be quite interesting. So if I climb there, as indicated by this sign, I would need to draw one or more action cards, and I need 2 successes with the stars to successfully change this green card for the yellow card. If I fail, I will fall down onto the ground and become injured. Okay, so I place this card on the island like so to say that, as you can see, that symbol and that symbol are the same. That's tied in with those. So I've looked and I can see that there's a rocky cliff that I could climb. Okay, I could climb it and I could get hurt. So I'm going to leave that for now. I'm going to walk about. Yeah, walk about would be good, I think. So I'm going to explore here. I'm going to go look north. So he's basically going to look. Hello, what's over at the borderline there? Okay, you turn this card over. Aha! And it gives you a random event. This is cursed. You have become overcome with anxiety. In spite of the cold temperature, you are sweating and starting to shake uncontrollably. And now I have to do this action immediately. This brain thinky, pull myself together action, because it has this red starry stuff around it. I don't need to draw any cards, but I need 3 successes. Okay. I've got this card here, which will give me 2 successes automatically and tired. And this, if I fail, will give me tired. So I'm between a rock and a hard place here, aren't I really? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to draw 3 cards and hopefully survive this. So I draw 3 action cards and hopefully get 3 stars. We reveal these cards. Ooh, not good. Oh, definitely not good. Okay. So I have 2 successes out of those 3 cards. This half success does not count. Okay, as you can see, I've got one of the special abilities. So, what am I going to do? Am I going to... right, decision time. I'm going to use this card here to give me my 4 successes that I needed to pass that. I will get tired though. So I go over to the tired, the action injury pile, and I pull out a tired card. Okay, and I put that on Dimitri. Dimitri is now tired. Oh dear. And how to get rid of it would be to do a sleep action, which requires no energy, but I need 2 successes. And if I do this, I can return this card to the deck. But now, every time I get another injury card, I have to discard immediately one of these action cards straight into the discard pile. Yes, so I successfully passed and I get some experience, which means I can draw one of these. And these are always very useful. As I said, this game is like a computer game. And I'll read this and you'll find out why, okay? You remember those words whispered by Emily Z, the zoologist, on your first expedition? We'd better stun it. Blood would attract predators. Okay, so it's saying it is riskier to hunt and fish when you are bloody. Okay, bloody is another red state that you can drop into, which is not very nice. So if I was hunting and I was bloody, I might risk myself dying. So hunting and fishing. So whenever I hunt and fish, it's a good idea not to be bloody. So that's information for the whole team. We put that in the knapsack. Okay, I've used that card to help me get the success. That goes immediately to the discard pile. Now I need to keep one of these 3 cards into my hand. Well, you don't have to, but you can keep one card that you've drawn from the actions into your hand. I don't like the bag. I definitely don't want to keep the curse. So I'm going to keep the skilled fighter. Okay, and then these 2 cards will go into the discard pile. Okay. The curse is alright. I'm not hurt by the curse at the moment. I'll only be hurt by the curse if there are no more cards to draw from the action deck. That means that I have to take the discard pile, shuffle it, turn it over, and start drawing from there. And whenever I draw a curse card from there, that means that it's game over. So, this has been done. I put this over here, discarded, and now I've successfully seen what's over here, which means I draw card number 7. It might be easier to do this with one hand. There you go, card number 7. There's only one of them. Okay, further to the north, the terrain slopes down to a level of water. Okay, card over. Oh, and there you can see it slopes down to a level of water. And there's another place to go and explore. It costs 1 energy. There's something to look at over here which doesn't cost energy. And I can always go back. And you've got this nice picture of some cliffs here, which is nice. Okay, so I put that there. Now I haven't technically moved from here to here yet. I've just had a look. I've had a peekaboo over the border. So I could do for 1 action and no successes, go over to there. So that's what I'm going to do. I draw 1 card. I don't need a success. I've got a learn by doing card. I can discard this to apply a -3 to drawing a card. So I'm going to put that in my hand. So that's 2 cards I've got in my hand. Because you never know, it might come in handy. And I've successfully walked over the line. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to have a look, because this doesn't require any things. So I'm going to have a look over here. It doesn't cost me any energy. I could draw a card if I wanted to, or 2 cards or 3 cards, but I'm not going to, because there's no need, and I don't need any successes. So I'm going to go and have a look at number 11. Right. Obviously, this would be a lot easier to do if there was a box. Okay, there is only one number 11, and it says that there's a man lying face down amongst the rocks. Turn the card over. Oh, but actually, if you look very closely, I don't know if the focus is going to last on this, there is actually a man on the box. It makes me wonder, is there anything else I should be looking out for? There's lots of little tiny details on these cards, and this is what makes this game fun. I mean, yes, you may know where these details are after playing it several times, but some of these details change. Okay, like what's going to happen here? Okay, as you get closer, you notice that his clothes are torn to shreds in places. Some of the limbs are mutilated, and bunches of large eggs hang off the dead skin. Okay, I could examine him, which would cost me 1 energy. And if I do, I discard this card and replace it with number 31. And you know what? I'm going to do that. I'll put that there for now. To say that, again, I've examined. So I'm going to spend 1 energy to draw 1 card. And I have some war paintings, which will help me in combat. And you may use this item as shown as for hunting. Okay. Card number 3 into my hand. So I have successfully searched, because it didn't require any successes. I need to draw card 31 now. I'm going to put this camera down because it might be easier to do that. 31. There's 20. There's lots of cards in this game. Can you imagine when this whole game comes out and there's actually over 1,000 cards? Okay, let's show you this. Here we have 3 31 cards. Now, as I said, green cards have got to go before yellow cards, so I have to draw one of these. And this is where some variability comes into the game. You can't, it's not always going to be the same. So I'm going to draw. Yeah, I could say, oh, let's stop this video and you will choose and write me an email. No, I'm going to choose this one. Oh! I have chosen this card. As you lean down to search the corpse, a disgusting creature jumps out of the water. The tall creature, over 3 feet taller than you, bears menacing sharp teeth and rushes at you. It does not seem to like the idea of you staying near its eggs. I must fight it immediately. Ah! Okay. So I've got to replace this card. This card will then go in the box, so it's out of the game entirely. And now I have to fight it. I need 6 successes. And I can draw 2 cards or more. If I kill the creature, I get some food, and I replace this card with the yellow card. If not, I'm going to become injured and tired. Okay. I've got no weapons. Great start there, Barry. That's a great start. I've got this, which will give me 1 success to fighting. I haven't made the war paintings, so that means I can't use that at all. So I'm going to use that to count towards my +1 success. Following effects. If you had this card in your hand. Yes, I've got this card in my hand. It doesn't mean that I discard this card. I keep this card in my hand as well. So I've got 1 success. I need another 5 to kill this creature. I am not going to risk it. I am going to take 6 cards. No, I'm going to take 5 cards. 1, 2, God help me, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see if this works. I've got a +1 already. +2, +3, +4, +5, and there's a demi half as well. So I have 3 there, 4, 5. I have my 6. I have my 6, and this one is a half. There's a 7. I have successfully killed the creature. Oh, so I get to draw a fish card. As you can see, there are food cards. There's meat and then there's fish. So I take a fish card. I turn it over. I have some fish, a mollusk. Okay, and if I eat this, I can take 4 cards. Randomly take 4 cards from the discard pile and shuffle them back into the action deck, which is a way that you can put all these cards back over here and prolong your life and your game, which is a great idea. And again, if you've made a fire, you can put 5 cards back, because cooked fish is better than sushi, though my wife will disagree. So I have this. Woohoo! That doesn't count because it's pink. Yeah, it's pink, and it's 1, so it's good. Okay, these 5 cards. What should I keep? I'm going to keep a weapon. I'm going to keep that because I'm going to need a weapon at some stage. And all these 4 cards go into the discard pile. Okay, this creature is killed, and I need to replace this card with 32 yellow. Oh, where is it? It's 28, 31, 32. No, I don't replace it with yellow. I just replace this card with... Yeah, sorry. I got a bit mixed up there. So I get card 32, which is this metal gear wheel. This is a small metal gear wheel which is found on the body of the naval officer. So this body over here is actually a naval officer who had a cog. And as you can see, this cog gives you a +6. What does that mean? Okay. This applies to these card numbers. Because at certain times, hopefully we might see it in this video, at certain times you will have a number with a cog next to it, which means that you either draw the number or the number with the number of cogs. So in this case it would have been 38 if you had the 2 together, but this doesn't apply to this. I'm just talking about theoretically. Yes. So I get this. This goes into my backpack for the whole group to see. And this card gets replaced by a yellow one. And this is card 31. That's why it didn't make sense. So I get to keep yellow card 31. There you go. This is what's happened afterwards now. From the insignias on the shredded jacket, you would guess that this man is a French naval officer. No, don't mock the French, Barry. There's more of them here than there are anywhere else, and they will beat me up. FT-16 La Rochelle. Probably the ship the man used to crew. Other than that, there is nothing interesting left to find on him. There you go. Now that image does frighten my daughter a bit, so I will say that if you are going to play this with young children, be warned, some of the artwork might be a bit too for them. So, there we go, that's that bit done. What should we do now? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a pause. I'm going to make this one video, and then I'll come back and do a second video, continue this, and then I'll show you how to game save. Okay? I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching, chaps.
looking forward to so far this year, yeah, it is now this year, isn't it, 2016, is hopefully the release of my game Beyond Baker Street. And so you're playing as characters from Sherlock Holmes mythos, trying to solve this case, or these various cases, before Sherlock Holmes does. It was picked up at the beginning of last year, around about April last year, by Z-Man Games, and it's been in development for a little while. So we're hoping to see it this year.
Yeah.
Wow, that's exciting. And you heard it here first at Berkey and Badger Board Game Battle Show.
Yeah. But it's no longer Z-Man Games because Z's not there anymore. So it's
Man Games.
Man Games. Yeah.